Welcome to my 3 hours with Bishop Asante Marfo-Ahenkora.
Welcome to my 3 hours, my roads, my reflections, and the revelations I've received. This day I want to talk about what I would have been and what I am today. In between. Like I said in the previous series, we have dreams of what we want to become. I think that I have changed. Growth makes you change. Your thinking changes, your perspective changes, and over time, the end result may be different from what you began with. So, in our childhood, somebody will say, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a doctor. I want to be that. I want to be that. Well, maybe you get into secondary school, your grades show that, Charlie, you are not fit for medicine. Charlie, you better go and get something else to do. Yes, you may have the desire. You may have the dream. But sometimes you need to change with time. And I'm talking about change because change is very necessary in growth. When you are little, you realize that you go through a process where your hands grow bigger, your head grows bigger, your legs grow bigger. Your body goes through changes. And as they go through changes, your thinking also changes. So at a younger age, you may dream something. You grow up to a teenage, you begin to change because the giftings in you, your aptitudes are also changing. That is the same thing that happened to me. Of course, I was raised in an environment where my mentality was, look, do the best you can. And, my grandmother was a baker and we used to help her bake. So I'm a baker like I'm sitting because I know everything about baking, bread especially. Because we will go to, those days we had to carry the flour to the flour mill and then we'll go and mix it with the water and the butter and the sugar, the nutmeg and all those things, and the salt. And then after mixing, we carry the dough. And not these days where everything is available. We carry on our heads in sacks. When we get home, then we go and then we cut the dough in smaller pieces, roll them. If it's tea bread, you know how tea bread is. They make the edge very, very pointed. If it's sugar bread and the butter bread, all those kinds of things. That was the environment I was raised in. I had my dreams, but the dreams were very limited. I'm going to school. If somebody were to ask me, at this stage, what can you become? So, well, I'll wait to see because I changed. What happened? My environment limited my scope of thinking. My perspective became limited because of what was around me. And some of you, where you are born, how you are raised, the people around you can limit your environment. But what I have come to notice is if the mind can change, then you can change and become what you never thought you'd be or you become. In my case, when I reached the sixth form, I was about to write my A-level exams and a sister sent me a success card. And in it she had written, you are a great person. So think big, plan big, and expect big because you have a big God. Now that statement changed my mentality. I used to think that, I'll be part of the crowd and do the minimum I could. But my young people, that word changed how I perceived life because somebody was careful to say to me, you are great. I see greatness in you. And that changed how I perceived who I am. Before then, I was a nobody. But from that point, I was a great person. And so I started thinking like a great person. I started acting like a great person. And that is what I want you to catch. Who are you? It's a question I need to throw to you. Who do you think you are? Are you a child of God? Are you born of God? Is the Spirit of God in you? That should change you. You are no more a nobody. You are a child of the Most High God. So walk as a child of God. God's hand is upon your life. Paul says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The enemy will want you to have a mediocre mentality. Because you are born to think in a certain way. Your parents may have insulted you and say you will not amount to anything. No, you are a child of God. Therefore, you are going to amount to great things. And I want to speak to every young person hearing me. Look, there is big potential in your life. It's about how you conduct yourself and use your resources. I assure you, if I had not changed my mentality, I would have been average. But once I realized that I was a great person, then I needed to work harder. I needed to prove harder. I needed to put in more effort because that's what great people actually do. So I want to encourage you rather. Know who you are. Ask yourself, who am I? It's not what people say you are. It's what God says you are. If you can change your mind about that, you're on your way to being what God wants you to be. You may plan what you want to be, but God has a greater plan to make you what He has planned you to be. You may think you're going to stay with your brothers. As in the life of Joseph, his surroundings was that of his brothers. But he never knew that the gift God had given him was being channeled for a purpose. That someday he will save the whole of mankind through the dreams that he interpreted. That may be your life. I don't know why those giftings are there. But those giftings will make you a great person. What was inside of me, my leadership, my ability to turn things around, is what has made me what I am. And so I encourage each and every person. That has been my road of lost identity, of thinking that I am a low person, I have no repute, I have no background, into somebody whose mind changed. And I saw myself as great. If you see yourself as great, you will be great. But whatsoever a man thinketh, so he is. Think right. Think God. Think that God has made you into what you are, and His plans and purposes in your life will come to pass. See you next time. Ciao.